Hi, this is Shannon from SIS, the number 4 teachers.org. Thanks so much for joining us for a tutorial video on how to bring quantitative pictures into your class. This is going to help with early word problems for pre-K, but also could be used with older students as well, as there's lots of variations of questions that you could ask. You also could use this at home with your child. We're going to be featuring a scenery of at the beach. We all want to be on the beach when it's nice out, and so we're going to talk about lots of things that children are seeing in the picture. In this tutorial video, what we want you to pay the closest attention to is the types of questions that we're asking. Some of the questions will be beginning questions, some will be intermediate, some will be advanced, and others will be challenging questions. You should be able to differentiate based on the child that you're working with, the types of questions that you're asking. We're going to be taking this sample from one of our books on our website that is a fan favorite of mine called Math Talks by Shar Forston and Tori Richards. This is a great book because it teaches concepts and it really gives the skills through illustrations for students to look at how to bring math into real world life. We're going to be showing this example, but you certainly can download your copy of all the different examples on our website at SIS, the number 4 teachers.org/shop. In this picture, we're going to be looking at this beach scene. I'm going to give you some examples. After watching our tutorial video, you'll be able to download this free sample along with the types of questions. And at the end of the video, I'll show you other ways that you could apply this in case you aren't able to get the Math Talk book. We have this beach scene here that we might ask children some just real beginning questions. Maybe we might ask things like, what do you see in the illustration? Well, I see a kite. I see a cloud. Hey, look way in the back. I see fish. You want the child to answer the questions without you prompting. We so much want to help children to kind of fill in the blank and kind of, give them the information and hope that they'll get it faster, but really give them time to get a second to think about it. We might ask a question like a beginning question might be, what are some of the people sitting or laying on? Well, I see that some of the kids are sitting on what color? I think I see a green towel or blanket. I see a red blanket, and kind of talking about me, the umbrellas kind of match that. Intermediate questions might ask, how many people are not sleeping? Well, I know on a beach some people like to take naps, so I see that there are 2 people sleeping, but the question's asking how many are not sleeping. It might ask how many people have umbrellas by their blanket. So you might want to look at the different blankets and sort of see who has the umbrella by it. Those are some really great intermediate questions that could be asked. If we wanted to do advanced questions, it might be asked something like, tell me a story using the number bond 3, 2, and 5. So for example, the story could be about the illustration or even made up by the student based on what they're seeing. So maybe if I'm looking at the total of 5, something that's in the picture that I see 5 of, I see 5 children. 3 are flying kites and the rest are on the beach. So that could kind of give them a good story looking at that quantity of 5 in the 2 parts. It might ask another question that's an advanced question. It might just ask how many grown-ups are on the beach. And so it's getting kids to ask different questions. If we look at our challenging questions, this one might ask how many people are on each blanket? Oh, I see 4 blankets, but how many total people are on each of them? That's a different kind of look at what we're talking about. Maybe I might ask how many triangles are on one kite. They might see the different types of triangles. I see one big one at the bottom, but the whole, part of the top makes another triangle, but you could put 2 inside. And so you could have kids talk about different ways that they're seeing maybe larger triangles or smaller triangles. These examples of questions are helpful for having beginning questions, intermediate questions, advanced, and challenging questions. So with the download today after our tutorial video, you'll get the colored picture, but it's always great to copy this for children to look at and actually color the parts that you're talking about. So if they were going to do the triangles, maybe they could color or circle the triangles that they see. We also have listed, from permission from the author, the at the beach scene questions, as well as our advanced and challenging questions that could go along with it. If you are unable to buy our book on our website, you also can look at different things in your house that might have quantitative pictures. One of my favorites is the hidden pictures from highlights. Those have lots of quantitative things that you could bring in, different questions that might go with it. National Geographic, whether you have the magazine or if you look at pictures online, there's lots of things with animals, such as ears, maybe how many eyes, how many feet do you see? If a bird flew away, how many would be left, and so forth. The last example we could use is looking at a coloring book. Your children probably have lots of coloring books in the classroom or even at home that you could look at that have lots of quantitative pictures in it that would kind of help as we're looking at it. We hope that you found our tutorial video helpful as we helped to kind of bring quantitative word problems into your classroom or home. We want children to see this way first and kind of build their oral language before we actually ask them to act it out with concrete pictorial abstract means. The conversations and building that oral language and answering question developmentally needs to come first. We hope that you would love to come to our website at sis4teachers.org to see all of the great resources that we have, and you can certainly join us on any of your favorite social media vehicles based on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, or LinkedIn, all by the handle at sis4teachers.